Hello and welcome to some more Satisfactory. My name is Trismegistus, and in this series I'm trying to get to a point that you like finish the game, essentially get to the furthest point that you can in the game. I'm struggling. I guess I've bitten off more than I can chew. I've ended up initially I decided to try and do it with oh yeah, I messed up the rail, didn't I? Tried to do it with default recipes. And I'm still basically working on those because although I've been hunting out the hard drives to find more, I've not found too many that would be useful to me at this point because I've already built an iron foundry, a copper foundry-ish. It needs a heck of a lot of work. We are at the steel foundry. That is finished apart from hooking the trains up, which is what these bits of concrete are meant to be for. So this is all ready to go, so long as I could feed it. Oh, there's a gap, is there? Okay. So as long as I can feed it in the iron and coal that it needs. And last couple of streams, I've been working on trains, building a train system. The concrete is where I'm going to lay the train tracks, basically. That's what I was working out. Oh, hello, Grim. Looking sick, thank you very much. How are you doing? Did you... I take it you made it through the heat wave, heat wave number 2. This time it's personal. Yes, this is all done. And the idea today is I'm going to work on what I did, basically, is that over there, way over there, is a couple of bauxite nodes. So when it's eventually set up, I can bring the bauxite into this factory or annexed to the main factory. I'm going to fall in the water there. Hang on. Why can I not get power across there? Oh, there we go. So we're going to process the aluminium here. But I'm going to try and correct as well the mistake I've been making of building the factory first and then trying to hook the trains up, basically. Oh, it's not on Zoom. Because that's been causing me some problems because basically I've started top down a lot of the time, where I'm sort of building the end products before the trains, and then I'm getting to the point where I need to bring the trains in, and there's both problems with belts, but also unloading. Because this one, for example, I discovered that I didn't discover it, I knew it, but didn't factor it in that obviously these can only unload from 2 points, so you can only do unload from 2 of the things, and I needed 8 lanes. And of course, you know, you're limited by the belt speed and all that sort of stuff. Am I doing? I do good. You're doing good. Thanks. My house has aircon, so yeah. Hey, it just hits me at work really. Wow. Like, so your house has got full on aircon, because I've got an air conditioning unit. You know, one of those portable ones that you move around. Is that a perk of being sort of in the trade, as it were? You got lots of, because my he's not quite my brother-in-law yet. My sister's supposed to be married him, but I don't know. He has loads of... he's like... it's not quite HGVs, but like a big, you know, HGV type... you know, drives big trucks around, basically. And the company rents plant equipment, you know, like dumper trucks and cranes and all this sort of stuff, really big stuff. But it means that he can get basically... well, sometimes he doesn't even have to pay at all. You know, if he needs like a... So they did like the garden, and he just, you know, stuck it all on a dumper truck that he got from work, and they did it all that way. And it's like sometimes these things have quite the perk. Right, so I didn't really properly do the numbers. Is sort of the other problem. I had a shocker of a stream yesterday, if I'm totally honest. I mean, it didn't go too bad, I suppose, really. But the Factorio stream yesterday, I made some like stupid mistakes because it was just so hot and my brain was just not working. And basically, I think I managed to discover something that I've discovered about 3 times to do with inserters, that they don't... If you put them behind... What I actually did was I built something that I've been using in Crash Storio 2, with, which has loaders. And I thought inserters worked the same. So it was all wrong in the end. But I only discovered that literally 10 minutes from the end. But I say it was just because my brain wasn't working properly. So yes, so basically we kind of need to work through aluminium. The problem is, oh, it's a signal. I thought there was a slug floating out in the thing there. The problem is, I'm not, because I literally haven't played this since last Monday. I'm not sure I've got the stuff I need in terms of building machines. I probably have I think there's some chests over there still. So I probably got it there. But let's have a look. So I did very quickly just before the stream. Kind of is built in. And keep the upstairs by 15 degrees or downstairs by 12 degrees ish. Good enough for this country. Yeah, that's pretty good. Can keep it cool rather by 15 degrees. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, there's actually a house that I walked past. Well, I do like a circuit of the neighbourhood when I do my sort of constitutional, my morning walk. And that's got all like proper aircon units on. I'm quite jealous, really. I think the UK needs to, I mean, climate change isn't going to stop, is it? We're sort of heading in that path. So I think the UK needs to adapt a bit and start building houses with aircon in. So the numbers I calculated, as I say, it's based on those 3 nodes, which I've sort of max done. What I did realise when I was doing the numbers is that I need silicon. At least I do for the default recipe. This is actually one of the things I want to check. So I need to do bauxite, and you process bauxite. Don't you do that in a chemical factory? I haven't. I mean, I made that tiny little production of a chemical factory, a refinery. Don't you do it in here? Isn't this something to do with it? There we go. Luminous solution. Sloppy alumina. Ha! So that might be what we need to do then. Alternate sloppy alumina. That's a very unfortunate term, isn't it? Sloppy alumina. So that changes the ratio so that it's better. Oh, yeah, I mean scrap. Because that... Wait, why does that have the... Oh, that outputs silica. Okay. But if I do this recipe, then we don't have to deal with extra silica. Okay. Because that gives alumina solution out, doesn't it? So I'm so rusty on these. We're British, we complain that we need this, but also complain about the price and effort to install things. We bought the house and it already had it installed. Yeah. Oh, you already had it? Okay. It already had it. That's quite cool. I find a lot of things bizarre when you sort of think about it, in that they sort of, I think they were going to introduce a lot of the like regulations to like force houses to be much more eco-friendly basically, and low energy and better with heat and stuff, but then basically they didn't basically, so they can still build houses that are atrocious essentially. So there's a lot of retrofitting that would need to be done to make a lot of them suitable for the modern world, especially with like the energy costs shooting up. I bet a lot of houses are still uninsulated and all that sort of stuff. So bauxite comes in, we stick it in with water, and we get alumina solution out. But that changes the recipes, which knackers up my numbers. I've got the Factorio Lab calculator on. Okay, so to make that into a luminous scrap, I think I use... Do I use a blender? Oh, I need heavy frames. Have I got any heavy frames? I should have, I mean, I didn't touch this. I hardly played any games at all over the weekend. I mostly watched the second season of The Terror. As I was. Oh, RCUs. Okay. So I just zonked out basically. Saying yesterday the irony of RCUs. Is that RCU? Yeah. Not streaming on the Friday and Saturday was that the idea was I was going to use that time to start packing the house up, packing my stuff up. Okay. So it isn't, but I've got this instant scrap version, but that requires sulfur. What the heck isn't it? It's another one of them, isn't it? Oh, and I've not got any motors. How much room have I got? Let's grab some motors then. Better in one of these, Go, motors. I should get some of it. Let's drop some of that concrete off on one. Just to make a bit of spare room. Yeah, it's a bit of 961, but bedding rigs are mostly for new houses, extensions and loft conversions, that sort of thing. Yeah. So it's not in there. I actually can't remember how to do it. Let's just have a look. I'm going to look on Factorio Lab and see what machine I'm supposed to be using. So you make aluminium solution in a refinery, and then the aluminium scrap is also supposed to be a refinery. So why am I struggling to see the recipe? Oh, there it is. I'm looking straight at it. And that requires coke, you see. Or I think it's coke. And that's another sort of issue in that I'd forgotten I needed coal. Oh, it's just coal. It's not coke. Huh. Okay. So that does go into there. And is this the next one then? Oh, that was... What was the blendy one there? Instant scrap. I say I would need sulfuric acid for that. I bet it's better, but I'm saying I don't really have the desire to bring sulfur over here as well. But that then goes, because this is the thing, I just did a stupid, I put a blooming, container thing for the water and I'm flushing it like an idiot. But I need a controlled flow system basically. So the solution, and I need coal. So I need a coal station, or can I siphon some coal off of this one? I don't think I can, because these are like max. There's like not going to be spare coal, basically, because it's 8 isn't really enough, if I'm totally honest, to supply all the steel, but I sort of ran out of patience, really. But aluminium scrap, then, that's the one. What do I use to process that? So aluminium scrap, and that's where I need the silica. Yeah, okay. And it's ingots. Okay. 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 I mean, this place is, I think this is probably about the same era, this house, but it's never been, well, I don't think it's ever been, like, decorated. The carpets are literally like walking on the bare, the bare wood, basically. So what was that? That was foundry, wasn't it? So it then needs to go into foundry. What the hell have I done with my headphones? That's aluminium ingots there, and that's where we need to put silicon in. And of course, silicon you make in a constructor, I think. Yeah, so we need that because it's not quite enough. I think there is an alternate recipe that, like, basically adjusts this to be the ingots to be what comes out of here. But in this situation, I mean, this is easier from that point of view because I won't have to mess about balancing things up. I can just have this running full chat and making silicon. Or, of course, I could have it delivered as silica. I don't think silica's used in anything else. Let's have a photo. No, it's just literally going into this. Okay. I think there are some alternates that use it in some way. So yeah, so we know we need quartz because we need the crystal ocelots. So there's going to be a factory doing quartz. So I can bring some quartz here from that one. So I can make silica here. So we get the bauxite, we need coal, and we need silicon. Quartz rather. Okay, and then it just goes into ingots. Oh, is that? Because that needs silica in 75. That's quite a lot, isn't it? And then is it an assembler to make the other two? Because we're then making, yeah. Oh, I've got an alternate for alclad. Oh no, that one needs a different recipe, doesn't it? Oh, it needs copper. Of course it does. Have I got an alternate for that? So that one is 20 and 10. I wonder what the default one is. Is that just made in a... There's been a... My neighbour. Oh, I won't miss at all. They've been... It turns out they're making some decking. And they're kind of doing it all themselves. So it's not made in there. Where the heck can I make the... Maybe it's a manufacturing. Why would it be a manufacturing? No. Let's have a look again on time. Maybe it's in a smelter or a foundry. No. What? Because that's the casing. And, oh no, that's the two things, isn't it? Well, that's the alternate. Where's the original? Oh, I've lost the plot here already. Right, so according to the default recipe, it's a constructor. Didn't I build one of those then? When it wasn't there. Constructor. So constructor should be how... Oh, there we go. I'm going mad. So after yesterday's shocker of messing up the inserters, it didn't surprise me. So aluminium casings is just literally straight aluminium ingots. And I don't have an alternate recipe for those. But I do have one. No, I do. No. What? Aluminium, yeah. So aluminium casings in the normal one, normal recipe, is 3 to 2. And then for this one, it's 20 to 15, so that's 4 to 3, which is a better ratio, isn't it? But you have to put some copper ingots in. But I have to do that anyway for the alclad. I bet there's an alternate that gets rid of the copper, isn't there? Where's alclad? Good old alclad, eh? Good old alclad. No, it's just literally the one recipe. Right, so we need copper here. That sounds top notch, yeah. I say it's a state. I mean, I wouldn't. There's a whole thing where I probably said this story loads of times, but I had a really, really nice place lined up at like really good value. It was a big house, and I mean, it had a big garden, but that's absolutely no interest in gardens whatsoever. But so that was actually a disadvantage. But it was like a proper, really nice house. And the landlord pulled out at the last minute because he'd put it on with several agents, and clearly one of them had got a better rate. But the agents that I was with, they so that's alternate sloppy aluminium, isn't it? They basically, had me sign up, pay the deposit, all this sort of stuff, and then he just never signed, basically. I guess they were chasing him, but eventually I just got this phone call, and it was literally, what was it now? It was 3 weeks before I was basically due to move in, saying, he's pulled out, basically. And I was like, what the hell? And I just emergency had to, because obviously you have to go through, if you do, you do referencing and all this sort of rubbish, just excuses to get money out of you, basically. And so there wouldn't have really been time to search around, find a new place, get referenced, move in, etc. So I just stuck with the same agent, and they had literally this house and another one, and I just panicked. The other one looked, it was probably been a lot nicer, but I just panicked. I saw this one first, and I was like, got to get it. I'll just stay there for a year with the contract, being a year, and I'll get another. I'll start looking, way ahead and be all ready, and it'll be all good. And then was it 2 months or 3 months into this rental, I COVID hit and lockdown happened, and so I was basically stuck here then. And by the time 3 years later that I could have moved out of here, I've got a new job and I'm moving on anyway. So yeah. But yeah, the neighbour's been making a decking, and they seem to be doing it all themselves, and it's just been hammering for 4 days continuously. I've seen some horror stories made by professionals with decking. Yeah. We don't have carpet downstairs, but a good thing for us with the amount of stuff that kids spill on the floor. Yeah. I suffer with something called, it's rubbish now. It's like plantar fasciitis. It's called. It's basically there's a massive tendon that's at the bottom of your foot, and I went through a period where I was doing loads of walking, because fat as I am now, I actually lost about 6 stone, and a big part of it was walking. But I completely destroyed this plantar, it's called, and a big part of it was actually the place I was in at the time. It had like concrete floors and wooden floors throughout, and they're really bad for your feet, especially as I didn't wear slippers or shoes or anything in the house, so that really didn't help at all. I'm an old man now, so I wear slippers, but they're memory foam things. I'm trying to work out how the heck I switch this to. Let's have a look. Which one is it? It's sloppy aluminium, because I'm gonna have to redo the numbers. So it's not. Oh, it's not. Oh, here we go. Recipes. Sloppy aluminium. There, aluminum one. There we go. That's better. And am I gonna use the alternate for that one? Well, it seems to be using both now. Oh, it halves the number of machines. I don't know. The trouble is, I don't know that my copper foundry is. I could just add a couple more. I mean, it's not like I've got a million and haven't got a million machines already. So let's use the 2 alternates then. So that completely changes all my numbers, which is absolutely brilliant. Because it actually helps out with the bauxite as well, because this is based on pure nodes, and I haven't got pure nodes. So what I need to establish basically is the amount of space that I need for stuff. Because I think I can, and the number of stations in particular. So at the moment it's saying 7 refineries which is 1 freight car's worth. Okay, it's 2 pipes. No, I look at the wrong thing. No, yeah, so it's because it's 3 level 3 conveyors. So if I was to hit, okay, so even using like level 4, I should put this on screen because it's meaningless talking it through. So I should have done it yesterday, but I was just zonked after the stream. Okay, so a single station delivering delivering bauxite should be okay, as in a single platform, basically. Yeah, landlords love the whole no copy thing. It's harder wearing and cheap to replace. Yeah. Right. So in theory, as I say, 7 of these. Like this. What's that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, run out of beamy things. Beamy things. Or encased beamy things. Must have some of them here. There we go. Entire box full. Get some of them then. So that's 4. 5, 6, 7. Now the thing with these, I don't think they fit. So, how have you been doing with that, by the way? I know you've been. We said you've been playing it. I should get some power things in so I can float around properly. But yeah, it didn't fit. You see. So how am I going to cope with that? And it definitely doesn't fit. I could have like a double level floor, I guess, because this would actually be where the trains are. But I was thinking this is the biggest, floor space, and it doesn't even fit there. So, in theory, if they were in here, I haven't got any motors. So, how many have I got? Because I could do like a double height section, so there could be like the back half of the thing could be. The floor here isn't there, basically. But then I've got the issue, how do I get water up? Because how many pumpy boys do we need? It won't tell me, will it? Because it's mixed in with all sorts of other recipes. I mean, in theory, the entire factory needs like 8 water extractors. But how many are going into this one? I don't know. But I mean, if I needed 8 for this, I can fit 8 in, no problem. Okay. So if it's 7 of these, have I got 7? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yes. So it's quite big, isn't it? But say we need to get water into them. I need a station. Transportation. Need like a train station. I'll just pop them in basically. And a freight platform, which I can't afford because I need yet more motors. Which were here? No. Here? No. 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 Get a bunch of them then. So it needs a freight platform. Oh, I'm going off into the stratosphere again. It's weird. It's sort of weird, I think, because they got Sweden basically all goes on holiday. So there's one train. So if this is the train for, I mean, I'm shooting off into the stratosphere again. There's some bug. So if I just swap that out. Commit to me doom. So I need another platform. So this is aluminium. Then this one could be, say, coal. How much coal do I actually need for this? That's incredibly difficult to judge as well. Because it's the ingots. Yeah, because there are 2 alternates for this. And I haven't got either of them. The one I'd want is the pure ingots. Wait, I don't have that unlocked. Oh, that wasn't the one I was looking at. It was actually, wasn't it? Why is that not selected in this thing? No, that's the scrap. Didn't I see pure ingots? No, I got pure copper. That's it. That's what I'm thinking of. Way too late. It's way better, that recipe. People were, not that I didn't believe them, but they were spot on. Oh, that's way better, that recipe. Because there's an iron one as well. So yeah, so clearly the flow of this game is meant to be at some point you go and hunt down like 1 million hard drives, basically. Hitting it hard at the moment. I'm up to the extinction map. I'm done with 2 of the bosses on that map. Just 2 more to go. Then I have 2 more story maps to go, and then I can hit a new map while standing a chance of being able to use the new weapon, Thor's hammer. Good lord! How big is the game then? That sounds enormous. The maps are the DLC maps, I think, aren't they? You said. Right. So what I was going to look at was whether or not 1 coal station will be enough, and I say I have virtually no way of telling. Oh no, hang on. Oh, it breaks it down for you. I didn't know it did that. So yeah, so we do need coal here. We'll probably have to be bringing coal in from another part of the map completely to the desert, because I'm not sure there's enough coal to support it. But it's got here, it's like 0.2 freight cars, so, and 1.4 level 3 belts, so that's fine. So one train station will do us for coal. Now I can't possibly see that, so I didn't know it did that. Need more computers. So I didn't really stock up on everything. My MKS have just arrived. Got to go. Boss letters, everyone. Yeah, thanks for stopping by again, Grim. Always good to have a chat. What am I looking for? I'm looking for computers, aren't I? Which I was just looking straight at. Okay. In fact, I've got a hard drive there. I wonder where I got that from. But yeah, let's put these out of the way. Oops. Get rid of that. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, and say, always good to have a chat. So if that's the coal one, then I didn't go. Okay, this is going well. I guess I cleared my inventory out basically when I was doing the concrete stuff. But there's a couple of chests sat back at the main base with just total random rubbish in them. Right, let's get a couple of them then. Oops. Do one of those. Apparently you don't have to do the F key anymore. I just so in the habit. Do it anyway. So this is the quartz. How much quartz would I need? I would need... Let's open the little recipe thing. 0.1 of a freight car. So yeah, a quartz station would be fine. Now what we've got the opportunity to do there, I guess, would that be sensible? Would that work? That sounds like me making trouble for myself for no real reason. But I was going to say I could potentially have 1 station. So there's the there's the bauxite one, which I think I can't remember where I double stationed it at the other end, but we might just make sure there's enough room for it to double station. But what I could do here is instead of... It's a train that goes and picks... Because they're very low numbers. Oh, I put it on the wrong side. But it goes and picks up both coal and quartz. The problem with that is I've then got to remember which way round I did it. So in other words, if I put coal in the second carriage and quartz in the... Well, the first carriage in coal, second carriage is quartz, then I've got to have a blank for the quartz one and enough room for it to be there, because the coal should be okay. Oh no, that's even trickier, isn't it then? Because no, I think that's a bad idea, because basically so maybe I should send it over to the... Because don't I know where a load of quartz is? Oh wait, there's quartz there. Of course there is. On top of that hill. And in fact there's a bunch of nodes there. Ah, so in that case, what about coal? Let's do a ping for coal. I bet it won't tell me anything useful. Because we know there's coal here. Why did you just... In fact, there's loads of coal there, isn't it? I forgot about those ones. Huh. So maybe I should install... So maybe what I do is I bring the coal over using a sort of a bus, basically, just a straight line of belts. You know, connect them up, straight line of belts, and maybe they like replace some of the coal going into the thing, but we do it as an overflow. So basically we make sure the aluminium's got stuff and then send it to the steel one. It's not plumbed in to do that, but it shouldn't be too difficult to do. But yeah, sort of a bus along here. Well, I could put another train in, but that sounds horribly complicated. Because I'd need a proper crossroads, and I haven't designed one of those. But what I could do here, the bauxite is here, isn't it? I did put extra spaces on there, but I could just add the quartz in. Because I've got quartz over here. Because this is where the quartz is going to get refined, I think. Or is it? Because I was going to put the crystal ocelots factory here next to these quartz. Do I even need that? I need it for the nuclear stuff. But it's belted over. I'm just wondering whether I extend the train line so it goes around that corner, or just bring it over with belts. But if I'm doing belts, it's just pretty straight over, wouldn't it? Okay, well let's assume, or let's not assume, because that's where a lot of problems get me. Let's go and have a look at what I did over there, because I can see the stations. I can't remember exactly what I did, and I should just be able to sort of reverse us up there. How did I set these up? Okay, so I single platformed... No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Yeah, so I single platformed the bauxite. Oh, it's that thing again. But I've got two stops.
Proceed with harvest before it's too late.
Okay. I actually think it looks quite cool, that blobby thing poking out the top.
Harvest.
But... Okay, so we could have, because I already hooked the bauxite up to that. But we could have, the bauxite is the front carriage. And the crystal is the, quartz crystals is the back. Because that way, I can actually belt it over to that, and if I need more... Whoops, I'm going way too fast here. What actually happens if you hit the end? I assume it just stops. It just dead stops. And if I need more quartz at the other place, I could just hook it up to that other station. You know, put excess overflow into that one. Okay, let's do that then. So, in that case, we don't need a quartz stop. What we need is a double stop for this one. I think I've added 3 on it, haven't I? Yeah. So actually, I already had 2. I think I've removed a bit of concrete, but I don't know where. And then this one, we do have a coal one. No, let's not do the coal. Let's do the bus. So literally, there's going to be one stop. Front is bauxite, back is quartz. Okay. And what I could do, I mean, I can actually process into silica over there, couldn't I? But let's not get weird. So what I could do then is the silica production could be on this floor. Yeah, so silica production on this floor. And well, I say that. According to that, I need 16 silica makers. That's enormous. Maybe if I overclock them, it drops down to 8. Okay, so we drop it down to 8 silica bobs. Let's put those in. See how much room they would take. So that's that one there, isn't it? So I need 8 constructors. I keep trying to jump so I can fly, but my wings are grounded. So yeah, so it comes straight off. We do something a bit hacky. These need to be... Used to be 4 of these. Say. And then it's... silica. And I'm overclocking you by 200%. So if we copy that, we can paste it in there, paste it in there, paste it in there, paste it in there. Okay, and then we want, say, the exact same thing here. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, oops, 3, 4, 4. Okay. Running a bit low on thingamies, isn't it? But that comes out of there, so basically then it becomes silica, and that's what I send up into the rest of the factory. Okay. So these guys are going to have to be on some sort of weird double level. And I'm going to need to find a way of getting the water up. I might need to do a lot of pumps and stuff, which is a bit painful, but at least we're over a body of water, so it's not like I need to train it in or anything. So what I'm trying to do basically is get an appreciation of sort of the scale of everything and how much room I need and all of that sort of stuff. Also the amount of materials, because if I've got everything in my inventory to build machines, then I can just make them. I'm going to put like 4 down, I think. I might not have brought. There's a bit of the ship. Oh, there we go. Should be a bit of everything, basically. So I put 4 down. I mean, it doesn't include, obviously, belts and all that sort of stuff, but I think we'll have to head back to the main factory to grab them. Pipes, you know. So at some point, you know, we may need, you know, some water, so we can build 4. That's way more, I'm sure, than I need. Now, this one. So, what does this actually produce? This, oh, I didn't put the recipe on. So this is alumina solution. And this takes an aluminization of coal, which I'm going to belt in. Okay. So if can I copy from? Yeah. Wait. Come on. Seem to have to get quite close to these for some reason. Do the others from Mars away. Okay. And is this the silicon one? Yeah, so I put them down. Now, how many of these do I need? So this is the alumina scrap, which would make sense being on the same floor. So that's another reason to have another big floor. But the alumina scrap is made in basically 4 refineries. So it's 7 to 4, which is it's 6.9 to 3.2, but that's basically 7 to 4. So what I might do is like underclock both of them so that it's 8 to 4, because then it's 2 to 1 basically. And it'd probably make the piping a bit simpler. So let's put another one. Can I fit another one cheekily on there? Yeah. I'll paste that in. It's what I did with the nuclear, basically, where I clocked them all to basically be perfect ratio. So 2, 3. Oh, oops. Oh, did I run out of? No. Just ran out of competence. Paste. 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 I say I'll underclock them so it's basically 2 of these are going into 1 of these, because all that's coming out of here with this sloppy recipe, such an unfortunate term, is alumina solution. These also need coal, so I can what do you call that? Manifold them in. But basically 2 of these, which I can just stick together, have into a single pipe, shove it in there. Coal can obviously come up from underneath, particularly. Can I climb up that? No. Particularly if I put them on the first floor. I can't get past. There we go. So if I put them on this floor, and it's a double height floor, at least at the back maybe they're at the back and it's half a floor. But then there's the question of where I put those boys. The output from those boys. Okay, I like that. I like that idea. Underclock and match it up. We've got the coal coming in by bus from those other patches that I've not tapped up. You see, water comes out of this. That's what I'm going to have to balance up. But I can do that because these have water coming in. It wants 10 a minute, and this is only putting out 2. Oh no, 120 a minute, 240 a minute. I was looking at the wrong number. 120. So I've got way more water being used. I'm still looking at the wrong number. 200 in and 120 out. Okay. So it's going to be a little mathsy, but one of these isn't even going to supply the water for one of these. So I can just sort of control it with what do you call them? Valves. Okay. That's all good. I like that. I like that. Next one then. So I would then need to make them into ingots. Copper. Forgot copper. We do need to bring copper in. Or do we? Because this might be the perfect site for this. Because we have a copper node there. Is it just one copper node? Oh, there's one there as well. No, yes, there is. That's copper. Have I got any others? Is that just because that's in the range of the radar? Let's have a look. Because how much copper do I actually need for this? So to make the... Okay, that is just a single node. Purity temp. Oh dear. I hope it's functional. I don't want to plan based on it and it's then just not working. I mean, there's another one there. Purity temp. No, purity normal. Okay. I mean, there's obviously loads of copper over here. It's just I'm not sure I want to send it around. I think I need to because I need it for some like, copper powder or something. So maybe that's what I keep flip-flopping with the coal, don't I? Because if I got a train going over here to pick up copper, look, do I need it basically? So where's the copper? Where's the copper in the list? The copper can't catch me, copper. Where's copper? Oh, there we go. Copper ingots. Because it needs copper ingots, doesn't it? So it is. Yeah, copper powder's needed for a thing, and I'm using the alternate recipe at the moment. So I need. Wowzer. So. I guess I could overclock them to balance it out, but I need 8.9 plus 2.5, which is 10, 11.4. So I need 12 smelters worth. Wow. Okay. So what about the actual ore? I can't see how a single node is going to support 12 smelters. It's annoying. And that's just normal. That's iron ore there. And that's iron ore. What about this one? Normal. Normal. So that's 3 normal nodes. But if I overclock, it's 32 in total. Trouble is, it won't give me the breakdown, but it's 4% of 32. So 5% of 32 is about 1.5. Is that right? Because 10% is going to be 3. And 5% is 1.5. So yes, there is enough, assuming that uses normal, in the close vicinity. So this one I can just add in. If I'm bussing the coal over to here, I can just add that on. Just have an extra top. This one, you know, I could just have a belt coming round, basically. I've said before, I really don't care about stray belts around and about. I'm not going to go to the extent of making sure everything's super tidy. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we belt in the copper then. Yeah. Okay. So we still only need the one station. Dropping off bauxite and silicon. Oh, autosave. Okay. Oh dear, excuse me. It's very long and crunchy autosave. Okay, I got distracted, didn't I? Because that's not a part of this. But aluminium scrap, so ingot production, I need now, with the alternate recipes and stuff, I need how many aluminium ingots made? I need 12.5 machines, foundries making aluminium ingots. Okay, so let's see if we can sort of build those. So let's pop them up here because of the silicon. So, oh, what am I out of? Frames. Fraudulent mains. I'm out of fraudulent mains. Your fraudulent mains. It's your fraudulent mains. Loads of that. There we go. No, I've got loads of them. Oh. Out of inventory space. What can we dump off? We can dump off more of this. Concrete. So. Okay. So I needed. Well, let's call it 14 or something foundries. This is quite a footprint it's generating, actually. Glad I'm sort of doing this. It's a bit uninteresting, I imagine, for anyone watching, but 1, 2, 3. And I'm now out of rotors. Should have looked at that. Should have looked at that as well. What else? Tons of concrete. Okay. So, saw some rotors. In with the motors. Your rotors and your motors. Or stators, are they? No rotors. Okay. Get your foundry. I was actually thinking the other day. So I call it an iron foundry and a copper foundry because that's what it'd be. Well, there isn't actually a foundry building over there. It's all smelters. And everything else it's making is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it was going to do 14, wasn't I? Yeah, it's quite big, these. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'm going to take that one out. There's part of me hoping I could just build all this on one level. That's clearly not going to work at all, is there? Now, casings, they're copper ingots now, and they're copper ingots. What's this machine? Oh, that's the regular. Did I say it was going with the alternate recipe? Yeah, I've set it to the casing one, haven't I? So, I now need 4 assemblers making the casings. 4 of these. So, 2, 3. I think actually I'm going to set all the recipes so that when I get confused later on, because this needs to be the ingots. Oops. And then this one, the sheets, needs to be, this is quite a lot more, isn't it? Because these are used in something. I haven't like cross-checked this with the amount of nuclear stuff I need for nuclear. Sort of thinking of the nuclear as just like you know, an also-ran thing. If I can process it into plutonium, then I will, but if not, I'll just cheat and delete all the waste. So I need 8 of these. 8 of these machines. So I've got 1. So I need, oh, out of, whatever those are. No, you're not going to let me through there? Okay. Okay, you do you. What's it called? Reinforced plates, is it? Oh. Is it missing anything else? Because it is a assembler. So that, yeah, that'll be enough. Okay. So we need 8 assemblers. I've got one already. Get on there. 2, 3. And I guess if I put them on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these need to be was it the outlet? Yeah. Okay. So this is everything building wise I need to make my aluminium. So I guess in theory I could squish it all into a single floor. It would involve quite a bit of spaghetti, I think, though. I'm wondering if these could. So what I could maybe do, these could be at the back. Because what's it actually bringing in? It's just literally the bauxite and water, isn't it? So we could have a station. Maybe the station's in the middle. Ish. And then over here, we have all of these refineries processing it into refined aluminium and then into alumina solution, or whichever it is, alumina solution, or whatever, say whatever it calls it. So that we're sort of minimising the amount of pumping and stuff that needs to happen because the water is at, you know, very close to this level. And I think these might actually do enough head lift just to push it up. Oops. Oh, I fell in the water. How much head lift does this have? Doesn't tell me. Brilliant. Really? Didn't tell me in here. Head lift 10 meters. Okay. Well, we know one of these. It's not quite going to be enough, is it? Because this is a 4-meter wall. So, and there's like a... Oh no, that is... No, yeah, there's like a 1-meter bit on the bottom. So, and the pipe, of course, the pipes are going to be above the thing. I could try and do the pipes like underneath and feed them in, but we're into this bit where it just goes weird and crazy with the textures. So, basically, here's what I'd need to do. So that would be 9 meters, and then that's 10. So the amount of head lift this one of these has got is almost identical to the floor height. And of course, as I say, the pipes are actually going to be above that. And even if, you know, even if I do undergrounding underneath, you know, pipes and stuff, there's still going to be that extra little bit that it's got to go up. So I will need to put pumps on, I think. Plus I'm feeding in, you know, multiple machines. But these could basically go on the other side, feed the water in, and then I have like a flowback system for the other water. So we're into this, it does this weird non-texture texture that kind of creeps me out. But I can put the things on. It's just I can't see the water that it's sitting in. Oh, look, it's doing like a ghosting effect, doesn't it? Yeah, it don't like me being out here. Okay, but that's a solution to that anyway. Because what I could then do, in terms of aesthetics, is I could just have like a glass, you know, extension over the top of them. Maybe even just, you know, extend that down. I haven't got any silica, ironically. Okay. And I say this, maybe, as I say, could be in the middle. And then we have the silica makers over here. Because this is just bauxite and water. And out comes scrap and water. I need to put the coal in, but the coal's right here as well. Because it's just going to come over on a bus and be underneath the floor. That'll be fun. He says, thinking it won't be fun. Okay. And then it goes up to... Is it these ones? Yeah, they need the silica and the scrap. So that's going to have to be our first, like, proper floor. And it's quite big. That's good. That's why I was keen to do this, because it's quite a lot of foundries actually. 2, 3, 7. It's 14 I've put in. So let's have a look and see what that would look like from this point of view. So they're grouped in 4s, I think. Yeah. So that's 4. 8, but it's 6. That's actually 16 because it's I can double side it, unless I just do one continuous row. But it's 4, and then like halfway down to here. So basically, if I was doing roughly the same size, we could take it up to here. That might work quite well with the train station as well. So basically, there's like a... Because we do need a back end for it to send all belts up and down and stuff. Okay, so this is where the foundry side of things probably end or be placed. I've made it quite wide, haven't I? Do I need that width? Oh, and you always need some width. So say the foundries go on here. What am I then doing with it? I'm literally just then turning it into the 2 things I need. You know what I've forgotten? Trains to take it away. No, I've not got a station to remove it. To take, you know, to take the stuff anywhere. Brilliant. Exact same mistake that I made before. Because this is the sheets, isn't it? And there's loads of them. But not so many of these. But that's based on me not having estimated the plutonium side of things. I'm pretty sure it's them it needs. Okay, so 2 floors, I think. We'll sort it on that side. But yeah, I do need another station. And in fact, I need 2 stations, I think, don't I? Because I'm not going to put everything on the same train. That'd be horribly inefficient. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure we need to be this wide. But okay. Right. Let's empty out the inventory a little bit. Deconstruct all these machines so that I completely forget what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm going to write it down actually. On my little notepad document. What do I want to put away? If I put away some of them, put some those back. Don't need all the rotors. Are the rotors in there? No. Always the last one you look in. Let's see if I put some of those back. There we go. Don't need them. So it gives me a bit of room if I maybe put... let's put some of those in there. And some more of those away. That's a bit better. And I could put... Why have I even got that wood? But I don't need any wood. Can I put the cables away? Is there room in one of these for cables? Or wires, rather. Can't even find one with what? Oh, there we go, there's wires. Okay, we'll see if that's enough room for everything. But what I've worked out, so I need... So I'm just going to type this on my notepad document. I need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 aluminium solution and 4 aluminium scrap. So it's the 2 to 1. Then I don't need 17 silicon. Do I? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 8 silicon. That doesn't sound right. Oh, hang on, it's using... Oh, of course you have a feed... Well, you would have a feedback loop with the aluminium solution, but why is it factoring that in? Well, I'm not doing that recipe. So it should be 12.5 silicon. Wonder why it started doing that. 2, 3, 4. So it's actually 6 of these. No, it's 7, isn't it? 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 3, well, something like that. So it's 14. Just so it's even numbers. So it's 14 silica. And ingots was 14 as well, I think. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 14 ingots. Oh, we're getting that texture flicker thing. 14 ingots. And now this had 7 casings, but it's not, is it? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 8 alclad. And only, oops, 1, 2, 4 casing. So 8 sheets and 4 casing. Okay. So put my numbers down. Just like an old man, I'm sure I'll forget. But yes, we also need a station for... Well, 2 stations for picking up. Wrong vision. It's confusing. I'm kind of hoping that once I'm settled in at the new place, in my head, it's quite big, the new place, in terms of like usable space. It's not big, like physically, because it's a 2-bed flat. But it's going to be a lot more usable because I basically can't use the downstairs. One of the missions I've set for myself, and it's probably why I'll just stop streaming at some point, like full stop, and I'll just it'll probably be like Christmas or something when I come back. Oh, he's gone, isn't he, Grim? But feel free not to subscribe during that period because there could well be nothing on the channel at all. But yeah, it's my intention to basically have a massive clear out to use this as a proper opportunity. Because I stopped doing things like eBaying DVDs and old DVDs and stuff. Essentially when I moved up here, because it just became massively impractical. Because it's just, places I've lived, I mean, I could have done it here, I'll be frank, you know. I know there's that thing of, you know, sort of don't blame yourself about not having done stuff during lockdown, but I could have used the opportunity to have a massive clear out, and I just didn't. Yeah. So, how wide are these? So if I want to mirror this as well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So it's sort of 6 end to end, basically, because if I make it that wide, then we can go 1, 2, 3. I suppose that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Was it 12 I needed, or 14? 14, 16, 20. So even if we make it this deep, so up to here, this one here. So I need 1 more, basically. In fact, probably need 2 more rows just to have somewhere to, let's say, move belts up and down. But it was 6 wide, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That looks like 7 to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wide, okay. So we just need it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide. So this is extra. Can I get all of that in one shout? But yeah, it's partly, a big part of it is, I'm a bit of a pack rat. I don't throw things away. But also, it's just becoming stupid. When I move, I have to pack up tons of stuff that then just sits in boxes or, you know, cupboards or what have you. You know, doing nothing. You know, it's not. Don't have any value necessarily. It's not, you know, things people would, you know, buy second hand sort of thing. Which, I mean, to some extent that's why I've kept it, because I thought they would, but they really don't. I mean, everyone's gone digital, so it's like. So if I'm trying to line them up, I can use that there. If we have a 1 walkway again, and I would kind of want the end of this. Have I lined it up with like the block or something? The square there? Is that what this is? No, it isn't, is it? Because, oops. No, it's more to do with where these are. To make them even. I think. Yeah, it's just like a positioning thing, isn't it? Okay. So where then are the holes? So put them, it's literally, if that's the corner, then it's 1 in. If that's the corner, then it's 1 in. Okay. So if it wants to be this one, So if that's the corner, then it's one in. And then getting close, near and far from, you know. In fact, that's wrong, isn't it? Because it's not central. Oh, that's stupid. Why did I do that? Let's put it there for a second. Because these are offset, basically. So it'll be there. And then I've got the old... I think about using a different one to distinguish it, but these sit in the floor a bit weird. But that then is my sort of pathy walkway thing in the middle. Is that what I've got? Is that what it looks like? So I've got one on the outside for another one of these. So it'd be along here, I guess. Oops. Along here again. No. No. Along there. And then this would be there. Looks like it's probably the same. So we've got the walkway, we've got two things, and it's the third one, and it's one in, and then it's the next one over, and it's one in, two things and one. So we've got two, it's from that side, isn't it? But, so it's two things, and then it's hit, yeah. So these are in those are in the right place, but the inputty outputty things are not going to be in the right place. Why has that given me that there? Should be there, shouldn't it? So this should let me help me position these correctly. So it should be there. I put it back in. Yeah, I need to connect. I need some power. Okay. We all need some power. Okay. And then they're in blocks of... Let's put some things in. Okay. They're in blocks of 4, I think. No? You're gonna be weird with me, are you? 1, 2, 3. There's a little bit of a gap. Or, which I've not left myself much room, is it? So I think I do want a couple of these. And I'm not plumbing this in. This is the key bit, the mistake I'm trying to avoid. This is just trying to work out positioning, basically. Okay, so if we had the under level, can I put that on? You're gonna be okay. Okay. It's only 7 miles, and I shouldn't just build randomly. Oops. Mayhem and chaos. Oh, that is the last one. Wasn't there again? Yeah, I missed it. I missed one over here. I missed one. Okay. And this was too far over. Rightio. So what? I guess the so is, so where do I want the track to be? Because this needed to be, in order to fit these stations in, this was like the minimum curve. This is where it actually should be, because of how I've done the train. You know, I've just randomly done this as the minimum curve, but it actually should be through the centre of the blocks to help me position it all. So if this is the last point of the station, and it's on the edge there, then you've got 1, 2, 3, and it's the fourth one. So if we were to leave a little bit of a gap, I don't know if I need to or not. But if this is the, you know, I guess rail coming in or out, I don't know if it is going to matter. I didn't count them. Oh, he's hammering again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. I didn't finish that story, no. He's been hammering for 4 days. Yeah. Well, it's because they're building it themselves. They're doing this like decking thing. But he's also put that bloody AstroTurf on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bloody AstroTurf. But yeah, so that was number 4 then. So 1, 2, 3. So the train station needs to be aligned on this edge. Yeah. Transportation station. So I need to work out where it needs to go. That's the big thing. So if that's a station there, did I put that the right way around? Then you would have railway here. So it lets me at least do the curve, so I know that's not a problem. It's doing this weird stuff again where it won't connect to it. I just don't get how the rail works in this game. But it's okay with the curve. You know, it'll let me put it here, even though it's bizarrely floating above the track. It's okay with the curve. If we put it there. Okay. We then need 2 freight things. See, so this platform's not actually big enough. We need 2 freight things, because one's going to be a bauxite, one's going to be a silicon. And then we need the same curvature. Have I not got any power pots over here? So we need the same sort of distance. So we need 1, 2, 3 clear ones. And then it goes through the middle of that one. I mean, I could take it around, couldn't I? It doesn't have to. I don't have to have a junction here. I could just take this down, and we could have, you know, the 2. This could be a T junction of some description. Obviously, that's in the wrong place. Oh, was that where I was into? I think that's where I was. I think it's where I was going to have the track. Oh well. Okay. Yeah, and then so this is some curve, basically. Obviously, it's not going to do it because why would it? But what's some minimum curvy radius, isn't it? Because it goes 1, 2, isn't it 3? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But I can't put the. So it's that one. But it's got to be straight here. And then we know it needs to be 3. So if the rail is there, then it needs to be 1, 2. Then we have a look at it and discover it's done some weird random curviness. No, seems to be okay. So that's that curve there. Then we have another curve here. It's actually up to there at some point. Stupid blooming power thing. I don't know why they put that restriction. I guess it's to stop you just floating over everything and never having to deal with the aliens. Especially so 1, 2. So that's the curve there. But I got to put the straight rail in first. I guess it goes insane. It does look good when it's down. It's just such a faff to do. Okay. So this station is not in the right place, is it? I mean, could I put it at the end here? So if the... Oh, okay. That's me falling off the world. Right. More power, please, then. There, say. Maybe down over there or something. Right. So if I had the station... Because I've got 2 things to process in it. So if I have the silicon processing here and feed it up into this... Is that right? Because these guys need what? Silicon. So it's right underneath it is the point. So we've got the aluminium scrap coming out of one thing and the silica coming out of another, and then I can have some up things here loading it into this. Okay. So theoretically that works, but so I need to avoid committing like these builds until I've worked out where all that station and stuff is. Oops, I keep hitting leaking. Right. So if it was, you know, poking out past the thing, does that make sense? I suppose it gives me, because I've got the other 2 stations, you see. That's the other point, isn't it? I keep forgetting. I need to load some aluminium into, some, you know, processed aluminium. So how and where am I doing that? Because they're only one wide. I'm going to need the room to do the curve and stuff. Or I just move this out so that the curve is here, say. It gives me a bit more room to play with, doesn't it? I think that makes more sense. So we'll put the cornery bit here. So I probably need... So that cornery bit, the curvy bit there, which I bet is going to go through that thing, isn't it? But if the actual straight bit of the track is there, then they need to go 1, 2, 3. Is that right? So the straight bit needs to sort of start here. Yeah, go up to say... Is that too far away? Too close? Because I would need 1, 2, 3 to T-junction it in. I think. I've got another one. That's fine. So then goes 1, 2, 3. So this is the straight rail. So 1, oops, 2. And where does this need to stop? It needs to stop here. So that then connects to that. Okay, that makes a bit more sense, I think. And then this is the... straight rail. Okay, so I can get rid of that. That. And now we're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that. Whoa. See, why is that gone wobbly? I think it might be something to do with like the way you lay it. I don't know how to explain it. So like, because I was curving when I laid it, or the like perception, the camera, is it a camera position, maybe? So I don't quite know how to explain it. Cool. Okay. Right then, so we need 2 stations. No, not a fluid one. We need train stations. And because I've deleted them, I don't know how far in it needs to be, because I'm an idiot. But it was there, I think. I'll just plop them in. Almost fix it. Is that where it needs to be? So it'll be 1, 2. That's too close, isn't it? Oh no, 1, 2, 3, and like half a thing. So 1, 2, 3, and like half a thing. Yeah, that's where that needs to connect. But I won't be able to connect it on the other side. So it's too close. Because I need the closest I could possibly have a junction here. Swapping between the different power things. Is there. I don't think I want it that close, but I can't do a single concrete piece. So if I... where would I want it to be? I guess it needs to be kind of here. As a junction. So the turny bit is there, basically. Like I did work out how far some of those are. The actual curve is here then. And it wants to go 1, 2, 3. So it would be here somewhere. Just put that in temporarily, because that then tells me where the actual station would be, and I think we've ended up further away, ironically. But yeah, so I think I'm further over that way. That's because it wasn't lined up properly. So, is that right? 1, 2, 3, a little bit. Okay. Now, which is this? Which way around? I guess I'm doing. Maybe that side, and I just run the belts under. Yeah, that would do us. And then, right, where does this break need to be? It's such a faff, this system. 1, 2, 3, guess half. So there. And that then connects to there. Okay. Now how much room do I need to leave? How much room did I leave here? Because this was not enough. So I've got them right next to each other, basically. So it was not enough. So I think I effectively got them there. So really I want to go to here to be nice and safe. So there's an entire segment of an entire block of whatchamacallit in. And now we realise that all of my plans are rubbish. Because there's nowhere to put anything. Which is why I've been doing the planning. So, I think the refineries might still just squeeze in. Because this is, you know, like the proper edge of the train. The proper edge, not the fake edge. So if that's 1, 2, 3. There is it? Yeah. So we don't need. Oh, 1, 2, 3. So corner there. Yeah, it's something to do with the angles that it's doing. Is that wise? Oh, it's corrected in there. Okay, anyway. Put this bit of track in. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1.5 one. So it's then 1, 2, 3. And the half one. But I don't want to put it in like that. So I want to there. Make that up. That up. That up. Okay. This one is just a oneer again. Ow. But this one's a twoer. Because this is the unload. Is it going to work? I mean, if I unloaded, so the silicon is going to be on the back, isn't it? I was going to belt the copper in, I think, wasn't I? Yeah, so hopefully, come on, where's the power thing? Okay. Hopefully, if we extend this to here somewhere, maybe it covers this platform entirely. The silicon can come out of the back then. Would that make sense? It'd be better if the silicon was coming out the front one, wouldn't it? Because then I can just shove it straight up into this and have the silicon processing literally be here. Okay, so these are the wrong way around in quotes. So, crikey. It got crunchy then. Whoops. I did it again. So, yeah, so the silicon comes straight out and goes straight up into the processing then. Now, can I fit in 8 and 2 refineries? That is the question. 8 and 2, 8 and 4 refineries. Because it can come straight out, bauxite, Go straight into these machines. I'll have to do some interesting pipe shenanigans. Can I not get any light going on? Help me out a bit. So, if I was to try and put a refinery here, let's just assume it's, you know, similar sort of space. So if the first refinery was there, and this is doing sloppy, whatever it calls it, sloppy joes. How many can I actually get in here? So that takes it up as close as we can, I think, to the wall, because then we clip through. Oh no, we could get one extra one in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I'm not building any walls or anything here, so from that point of view. But I did 2 to 1 this, didn't I? That was my plan, an idea. Because this is the slopey aluminum. Get some power over here so I can fly. Okay. Because it's just the it's just the alumina that comes out. So this becomes a pipe question, doesn't it? How tight I can turn the pipe round. I prefer not to go beyond the end. I don't actually think I put an end to the factory. I think I left it open because it sort of freaks me out a bit. This weird black stuff. Because we need pipes is basically the problem. Have I got enough? I think I put the copper sheet away, didn't I? I mean, I could try and do it underneath. And just have them feed up. So we go with a pipe hole. I'll fill your pipe hole. Oh, that's a wall. Because you can put them pretty close, I think. No, not that close though. Not even that close, crikey. Really? That can't be right. Oh, there you go. So that's as far away as we can put it, and then it doesn't really like it. You what? Why have you done that shape? Isn't there a different mode you can do this in? It's like... Is it R? Noodle, there we go. Oh, that looks rubbish. Why do you not work properly? I don't know why it's doing that upward bend. Maybe I'm just doing it backwards. Maybe you have to do it from there to there. No. How weird. How weird that they would make it do that. But yeah, so that's as close as the water can get. I said, the problem is that we're going to have to do a whole load of... So I could do it underneath. But effectively we're going to have the output here. Well, that's the other part. I'm going to have to balance this. I think, because I do need... Oh no, I think... Actually, maybe I can get it to do it for... I didn't line these up properly, did I? I thought I'd lined them up. That's not quite in line. Nuts. Because yeah, basically, if we have a row of, I need to tweak it slightly. We have a row of splitter, like a manifold style. You're not going to line up. Okay. Problem is, this is about as close as I can put this. So I've misaligned it, but I could squeeze it up a tiny bit closer. In fact, could I? Maybe these could be here. Sort of in the gap between the. So it needs to be one lid further over, doesn't it? Something like that. Fine, right? Height on situation. So, how many have I moved it? So, 2, 3. So I've moved it 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this needs to be 1, 2, 3 closer, and 1 over. Something like. No, it likes that. Belts. Yes. Yes. Well, I could do a height. I could put them above, maybe. Squeeze it in even closer. Oops. Because I don't have to take the output from this bottom one. Could take it from the top one. Guess we can use level 5 belt will provide what we need. Just a little wary of doing that because, past experiences. So if actually we could make these a bit closer and it not be too horrendous, gives us a bit of wiggle room over there as well. Next to the wall. So it becomes 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the pipe problem remains, which is that we've got to get pipes from 2 into 1. Doesn't matter which 2 I do with this. It's so close to the edge. I wonder if I'm standing on the refinery because the power's just gone. I am. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Oh, actually, it's a liquid output, isn't it? Yeah, slop ammonium. And then this needs to be scrap. Oh, but I need to get coal in here, don't I? Don't work, does it? Because I've got to have room for belts to get coal in here. Oh, I suppose I could underground them, but in fact I will be undergrounding them because they'll be coming via that. But yeah, that needs to connect there. Then we have a junction. Why you do this? Oh, what did I say? Why you do this, pipe? Why you do this? So that could be closer, couldn't it? What? How close could I get it? Could I get it there? Yeah. Okay. So that bit of pipe could be shorter. Because basically the coal will now be coming up through there. It don't give me a lot of room there, does it? But then I don't need it. If it's 2 to 1, and I'm just literally doing that, I'm not doing any balancing or anything, the coal could just come up here. So get rid of that pipe. Put the refinery, say, that's a guesstimate. It's too far away, isn't it? There? I don't want to blow it up. I'm not that frustrated with it. Which way round are you pointing? The wrong way, I think. Why is it doing the other side? That's better. So this is scrap. And will this pipe connect? Yes. So it's a bit horrible. A bit like me. But fundamentally it seems to work. Come here. I mean, moaned yesterday about I wasn't enjoying this series. I'm really enjoying this. It's because it's the designy bit rather than the endless grind of putting machines in. It's not very elegant. I don't know why it's not doing proper curves, because it should be set on the right thing, but there we go. And this there's absolutely no room for, so this needs to be scrapped, and we need water to recycle back in. Don't work, does it? Don't work. Don't work. Officially don't work. So we could squeeze these closer. That's one option. Yeah, these don't have to be super big gap. It's just I don't want them as tight as that. That was a real pain in the bum. Doing them like that. I've done them. They're not pointing at each other, so I could make them closer. They are pointing at each other here. So this is... Oh no, it isn't. I mean, that's on the other side, isn't it? For that one. So yeah, I could make these tighter, but not too much tighter. It would give me like... Because it's... If I put it there, that's where it becomes a problem. So I could get like half a tile, half a block there. And then half a block there. So one block, you know, one thingy, one unit. So it gets me an extra one here. I guess I'm taking this back down in underneath. Where you want to do that? Are they taking it all the way back? And taking it up to the refineries to join the silicon. Because the silicon rather, 14 machines. 14. So, if I'm processing the silicon up here, then I guess if I do it the opposite way around, and 7 and 7 sort of thing, then it's sort of directly feeding around. It's going to give me a bit of a headache moving this back and forth as well, but there's a lot of space there. If we assume there's a one machine gap for the time being, I want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Although I wanted this to be overlapped probably with the station, didn't I? So that does give us a bit of room for up and downy belty madness. Here. Okay. So it sort of works. Sort of. Ish. Maybe. Oops. Okay. Now, given how big this is, I could actually build on the side here. I think, because I don't actually need that many. I need some smelters, don't I, for copper? If I'm bringing raw copper in, actually I need to smelt the copper. Didn't think about that. I'm just wondering if it can avoid some of the up and downy belty madness, basically, by having it all on one level. It would also make it a lot easier to do the blooming, you know, the roof then. If it can finish here, you know, if we can build it before this point, it sort of makes roofing it and stuff super simple. I don't think I can do that though. Might have to do something weird with the roof. But yeah, so what am I talking about then? We're talking about, because we've got everything bar the however many smelterizers we need. But is it foundry for... How did that hurt me? No, it isn't, is it? Was it? Oh. What was it? Was it assemblers? No? One of them's... Oh, so that is alclad. Oh, and alternate alclad, which is what I'm doing. So it was 8 of these. Huh. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put this in. This is where I run out of concrete. Brilliant. Let's just rob pieces of paper off for a second rather than go and get some more, because I'm going to stop in a minute. Well, what I'm wondering is, can I fit them all in here? So, why have I got a random machine there? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more so that I can full group them. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. So what have I got there? So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take one out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The problem is we also need a whole bunch of smelters. Whatever it calls them. Melty lads. Melty lads, that's what it calls them. I can't remember how many machines it was. So it's 9, it's 12 smelters at 100%. So we could do 6, but like 200%. That is one of the options that we have. So it's these. Could I just sneak them in the gaps? How big? Or I could arrange it so that, I mean, I need to move them down. But if it's 12 of these, oh, I've forgotten the number. Idiot. Idiot, Stimpy. If it's one of these, 9, oh no, it's 13, isn't it? No, it is 12, sorry. Maths is going, because it's 11.4, so it's 12. If it's, you know, if I don't overclock it, so it's 12 if I don't overclock it. So instead of putting this gap apart, I could have, because 12 would be, oh no, maths, 3. So basically I'd need 3 of these. Oh, it doesn't work like that though, because they don't take the even numbers, or the same number. That's annoying, isn't it? Okay, funky roof stuff it's going to have to be. Because what I think I probably need is if you're making outclad, you only need one. Sorry. If you're making outclad, you only need 30 and 10. And well, let's just do it with this one. If you're making, you need 75 and 150. Versus 10 and 30. It's a bonkers difference. Okay. So what we probably just need then is a copper smelting line, basically. So an extra bit on here. Oh, it's not, you know, it's not like it overlaps, you know, it goes way beyond here. It's just, would have been nice if I could just continue the roof down, but I'll just put in a separate, I'll just put a flat roof over the top of this, and like as if this pours onto this. Or I could try and do a curve or something, maybe, I don't know, parabolic shape. But yeah, so I need smelting as well. Copper smelting along there. In order to give that the copper it needs, because I'm just going to mine the copper on the belts. Okay. Well, I enjoyed that. We're not finished. We're nowhere near finished, but it's giving me a... This is a better way of doing it, I think. It's more like how I do the Satisfactory, the Factorio designing. Messing about with it before committing to actually having built it. Cool. Okay. So that's it for me today. If I can speak English. That's it for me for today. And for this week. I had been planning to essentially kind of stop Satisfactory. I think I'll keep going with this next week because, as I say, I'm enjoying this. But if I've sort of come up with a design next week and then it's just a case of grinding out all the belt connections and stuff like that, that's when I'll basically abandon it. But what it'll become, and I may do some Friday streams, it kind of depends on, you know, because everything's kind of sorted for the new job, that as far as I can make it, apart from the packing. And I've got like 6 weeks to do that. So I may start streaming again on Friday and Saturday is basically the thing, but it'll be a bit random. Sunday will remain Factorio for as long as I can do. We'll be back next week with Aesthetic Factorio. Hopefully we don't have a heat wave and my brain is intact and I don't make the stupid mistakes I was making on Sunday with the Blueprint series. But it'll alternate basically. So I'll do Aesthetic and then Blueprint, Aesthetic and then Blueprint. The other streams, as I say, when I get to a point with Satisfactory where It's just more grind of, you know, putting railways in and blah 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 blah. I'm going to do random games basically. There's all sorts of little games and other games, management games that I've been playing or bought and that I just want to give a go. If you're not interested in any of them, don't worry. If you're a regular, I'll just, you know, the VODs will be up on the YouTube and all that sort of stuff. But as per usual, but it'll just be, it's just a way of not committing to a series basically, or not committing to, you know, long streams until my move, and then basically I'll probably stop until Christmas or something so I can get my life sorted out. That's all a very complicated way of saying, if you've been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Satisfactory. Thanks for watching. Cheers.